Scene 4 from Two Wrongs, a play in progress by Austin Alexis. Carmen is played by Eve Packer. Juan is played by Jason Gallagher. Lights up. A prison visiting room. Carmen sits on the opposite side of a partition from her husband, Juan. He sits wearing prison garb. She wears a light sweater.
You look like you haven't eaten in days. So thin, scrawny. Come on, prison food can't be that bad.
You have no idea, baby.
What the hell are you gonna do? Starve for the 18 years you have left in this place?
I've survived this far. I'll survive.
Well, I'm not sure you're gonna survive all the news I came to tell you.
Carmen, just spit it out.
You look too weak to handle much of anything.
Try me.
It's about Pablo. But I got news about Louisa, too.
Louisa? I knew it was about Pablo, but Louisa? Look, I want a cool visit with my wife. I don't want too much stress.
See, I knew you couldn't handle it.
Carmen, I told you to spit it out. I'll handle what I have to handle. That's what we do in life. That's what I've been doing for 2 years already in this stinkhole.
Yeah, we handle what we have to handle in life. What else can we do? What choices do we have?
No, sometimes we have choices. Rebellion, violence, suicide.
Listen, we look at the gray walls in this lousy place, this lousy jail, or we stare at the gray walls of our lives and forget we have choices, or we don't have the strength anymore to make choices.
Well, just get comfortable and spill the beans.
Okay, I'll get comfortable. That's one thing I can do. There, I'm more relaxed. It's hard for me to let loose in this place, but now I'm feeling more, I don't know.
Well, you're showing a little skin now. That's good. Anyway, Carmen, the ball's on your side of the net. Man, do you know how to keep a guy in suspense.
Okay, it's like this. Pablo went and got himself in trouble.
That much I figured out already.
Yeah. 2 days ago, there was a kind of riot. There was a riot on Burnside, and then it kind of spilled over onto Jerome.
I know about this. You always forget we watch the news in this joint. What about this riot?
Well, Pablo got mixed up in it.
Just leave it to my knucklehead son, our knucklehead son.
See, Pablo had reason to be angry. The riot happened because the police were roughing up a homeless person, a weak, skinny, homeless person.
Oh, you mean scrawny like me?
I'm serious, Juan. I'm for the police when they do right, but this time their use of force was way overboard.
According to Pablo.
And I believe him. Pablo's got faults galore, but one thing he is not is a liar.
Well, I guess it proves he cares about people and justice and stuff like that.
You're damn right he does.
I heard on the news that one of the cops out there during the confusion got hurt.
Well, yeah.
Got hurt pretty bad.
You got that right.
Some knucklehead threw a brick from a roof and hit the cop on the head.
The officer's in the hospital.
What a dope to do something like that.
Even if a person didn't mean to hit the cop?
Well, whether he did it on purpose or sort of on purpose or just randomly pitched the brick, that sucker's got it coming for it.
Juan, don't say that.
What? Why not?
Because that sucker was Pablo.
What are you saying?
You heard me.
Don't tell me that.
I I have to say it.
Was he high on something or what? Was he out there with friends smoking weed?
No! The neighborhood erupted into disorder, and he and a bunch of his friends got real excited, ended up on a roof on Jerome where there was a pile of bricks in the corner.
And Pablo had to be the stupid one to toss a brick at a cop.
This cop still hasn't regained consciousness.
And where's Pablo?
I can't say. Bugs are everywhere, you know?
But he's a kid. The law can only do so much to him.
To you and me, he's a kid. But he turned 18 6 weeks ago. He'll be on trial as an adult. If it comes to that. They might never find him.
Are you prepared never to see him again?
If it means not seeing him in prison, yes, I am.
Think about what you're saying.
I lost you to the criminal justice system in jail for a felony you didn't commit. Like hell, I'll let them take my son, even if he is guilty. Anyway, he can only be guilty by a hair, considering how the cops were acting that night, not only to the homeless man, but to the kids who were rioting. Some of the action, I saw it from the window, cops running up the hills, clutching those containers in their hands, those pepper spray containers, canisters.
Maybe the cops were doing what they needed to do.
And maybe that cop got what he was coming to him. You never know what he might have done in the past. Think about how you were railroaded by the courts because of a cop's lying testimony. It's no wonder Pablo has it in for the police.
Still, we raised him not to be violent. And this is not the time to beat up on police. 9/11 feels like yesterday. People worship cops right now because the first responders were firefighters and cops.
8 months ago doesn't feel like yesterday to me. I'm over kissing cops' rings or feet or whatever.
We always brought up our kids to be moral.
Oh, you know, I'm moral. I donate bundles of not old clothes to charities, donated my dead parents' car to the Salvation Army. But well, I can't lose 2 of my children all at once.
But what do you mean, lose 2 of your kids?
That was the other piece of breaking news I was planning to tell you. Wow, I never should have become a teacher's aide when I have a gift as a news reporter.
No, come on. What's the news about Louisa?
She's been getting violent headaches lately, and she's feverish all the time, and she's lost a lot of weight, not on purpose. And over the last 3 weeks or so, she's been acting and looking more and more tired. I mean, she can hardly hold her head up sometimes. She's so lethargic, to use her word.
It's got to be college. College is wearing her out.
That's not it. Last semester, she was taking more courses than this semester, but she had more energy then.
So what the hell's wrong with her? Her first semester was less tiring than her second? That's crazy.
She made this sweater for me last semester, while she was taking 17 credits, mind you. This semester, she's only taking 12. Or she was taking only 12 credits until she dropped out.
When she visited me just 2 months ago, she didn't mention dropping out.
She didn't want you to know. She didn't want you to worry about her. At that point, she was already feeling pooped out, but she could hold it together when she had to, like when she visited you. That day was the last day she wasn't a wreck.
I'm really in the know, right? I'm really up on my family's doings.
She can't hold it together anymore. She's in the hospital now, as we speak.
No wonder you had such a heavy air when you walked in here today. She's in the hospital. What the hell does she have?
You need to sit down for this one.
I don't want to sit down. Just tell me.
Would you please sit down?
I'm not used to you acting like this. What happened to the straightforward, outspoken person you've always been?
That person's been beaten down by life.
Oh, nobody knows the trouble you've seen.
You got that right.
Listen, no matter what you're going through, there's always somebody who's going through worse BS.
Yeah, but when you're going through something, it doesn't seem that way. Seems like the roaring in your ears can't get any louder. The lights can't get any dimmer.
Baby, I don't understand. What's causing all this? What's causing all this roaring, all this dimming?
Juan, Luisa has leukemia.
Juan sits down. Then he stares at Carmen.
I don't know the details yet. The doctors are still doing tests.
When did you find out about this?
The day before yesterday.
And you're just now telling me?
At first, I was so confused. The whole thing didn't seem real. It felt like a dream, a nightmare. Then I wanted to get more of the details before I told you. I thought the doctors would give me more today, but when I was at the hospital 2 hours ago, they still didn't know a whole lot about what's going on with Louisa.
You should have told me right away.
Don't react this way. You get so excited about things. I already said. I wanted to know more before I broke the news to you. The doctors are checking out Louisa's complete blood count. They just did a biopsy of her lymph nodes to learn what type of leukemia it is and the growth rate. They might have to do a biopsy of her liver and spleen to see if the cancer has spread.
What stage is the cancer at?
Don't you understand? I don't know yet. We don't know yet. They don't know yet.
Louisa has to deal with this. All of this uncertainty, as well as what's going on with Pablo. Even I can't deal with all this, and I'm a grown man.
She's more level-headed than either of us. I'm falling apart more than she is.
And she has to deal with the riot too, right?
Yeah, along with night sweats and red spots on her skin.
Did you tell her where Pablo is?
Are you kidding? I don't want the police trying to beat that info out of her.
Shouldn't Pablo be told what's happening with Louisa?
I can't risk contacting him. I bet the police monitor my every move.
You also could be making things worse for Pablo by helping him hide, keeping his whereabouts a secret.
No, I've made my decision.
And you could be making things worse for Louisa. She might need to speak with her brother, even if it's only by phone.
Pablo doesn't need to be cooped up in jail for decades. I won't let that happen.
Have you thought maybe you're making things worse for yourself? You're creating a criminal record.
I'm willing to make any sacrifice for my kids.
Are you sure you're doing the right thing?
Yeah, I am. I have my own morality.
Carmen, I want to support you. I do. But I see you going over the cliff with this stuff.
Don't start being all wishy-washy and doubtful.
Pause. They stare at each other.
I was hoping I'd get your total support. But nope, you're not on my team.
Carmen lets out a big sigh. She stretches.
I've got to go home now and take care of work for my job, paperwork. The last thing I should do at a time like this is get fired.
Carmen moves toward the exit.
Carmen, before you go, you're forgetting something. Forgetting Louisa.
What? What are you talking about?
Juan nods at the sweater that Carmen has left on the back of the chair.
Oh, the sweater. Her gift to me.
Carmen picks up the sweater and walks to the exit again.
I would never forget that.
Love you.
And I love you. But I better get out of here before you infect me with doubt about things.
Carmen throws Juan an air kiss and quickly exits.